I think you're lowballing this. Listen, if DJI, which is the biggest player in this space, is valued at $10 billion, then the overall drone market has got to be more than $5 billion, right?
Well, I think you could be right about that. DJI's valuation talk, however, I think could be a little bit ambitious. So the market, as we've defined it, is drones $300 to $3,000 in price. We believe that market, based on figures available about the largest companies in the space, is about $1.2 billion this year. We see that doubling in 2016 and being $5 billion or more by the end of the decade. One of the things that is going to be a key determinant of how big that market is we need some regulatory clarity such that these light commercial applications can really take off. The ROI on those is huge. As it stands right now, you need a government-granted authorization to use a drone for commercial purposes.
Jim, as we've seen with Amazon sort of going to a type of bespoke regulatory status where drones are concerned, it does seem like companies are going to have to work really hard to get some regulatory acceptance here. I'm wondering how much you think the current regulatory state actually detracts from the market opportunity for these companies.
Well, quite a bit. It's just a lack of clarity, which is prohibiting investment and prohibiting definition of applications which could have huge ROI. And so we do expect some progress over that in the next 18 months or so. President Obama in February issued a memorandum asking for clarity. And so we do expect that in the next 12 to 18 months, that should remove some of the logjam. We should see some more commercial applications.
And as this market grows, Jim, what's the best way to play it as an investor?
Well, right now, it's early days. We at Stifel pride ourselves of being early a lot of times, and that at present means that most of these companies are still private. And so the largest player in the space is DJI, as you mentioned. There's a venture-funded company we're excited about out of Berkeley called 3D Robotics. There's a publicly traded French company called Parrot. But the landscape is really wide open. There's a number of other smaller players with specific applications, such as those targeting action sports, which we think can be exciting as well.
So, Jim, are you suggesting that investors potentially just buy and hold these stocks, or do you think that there's going to be a little bit of a latency period and you should wait to get in?
Well, to be clear, there aren't many publicly traded options and vehicles to play it. And so we do expect we will see some IPOs in this space, and that would be public market investors' first opportunity to participate.
Jim, just a quick last word. As you mentioned, a lot of these companies are private. DJI, the biggest, is out of China. The French company, as you mentioned. But if I'm a big U.S., industrial technology equipment player, who's most likely to be looking at these drone companies as potential acquisitions, or is this all going to unfold organically?
That's a great question. I do think that some of these companies that are developing niche technologies could be a takeout play for some larger industrials or even some consumer companies. GoPro is a stock that I follow, and many of these light consumer drones are specifically being used for video and photography purposes. There's certainly an angle for GoPro in this market.
That's a point. Their name comes up all the time in the industry. Jim Duffy from Stifel, thank you, sir.
Hey YouTube fans, I'm Landon Dowdy from CNBC. Thanks so much for checking out our channel. Here you'll find videos packed with all the info that you need to be smarter about your finances. Be sure and subscribe by clicking right here, and click on all the videos around me to see CNBC's original series Young Money, Tech Bet, Kramer's Mad Money, and all the latest from CNBC.